What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's YouTube video and my nighttime fat loss routine. And honestly, I was debating about when to start filming this because theoretically my nighttime routine starts with sunlight in the morning. Obviously that's done in the morning, so I'm gonna leave that as the morning routine, but that's really when I start, or I guess plan out my day to get good sleep, is first thing in the morning, having some general sunlight within the first, I would say, 20 to 30 minutes of waking up. Hopefully about 10 to 15 minutes, I get outside, go for a walk, as long as the weather's nice. That's ideal. And then my next step is I cut off caffeine around noon, because my bedtime, or my ideal bedtime, is about 10 p.m. and I don't want any caffeine in my system messing up my sleep. So ideally I cut off caffeine around noon. So I guess I could have kind of started my day or my nighttime routine around noon. But instead I decided to go with my final meal. And one thing I've kind of actually changed up recently, or I guess not super recently, but in the last, I'd say 2 years or so, is I try to have my final meal a little bit earlier in the day or in the evening, so I have time to let my body digest the food before I go to sleep. And the biggest thing that made me do this is a while back, I used to play sand volleyball every Tuesday night. I would finish sand volleyball, I'd come home like 9:30 p.m. I'd eat, I was bulky at the time, I'd have a big bowl of pasta, ground beef and red sauce, a little bit of cheese, maybe a little ice cream, who knows. I would go to bed. And every Tuesday night, I would have poor sleep and wake up Wednesday groggy. And I had no idea what it is until I finally realized it was because I was shoveling probably about 1,000 calories in my face, like right before I would lay down for bed. I would literally come home, shower, eat, bed. And now I've discovered that I do a lot better in terms of sleeping when I have my last meal earlier. So right here we have, actually I'm gonna go this way so you guys see, have a better angle. We have our final meal. So we're gonna have an avocado, full avocado, 1 pound of ground beef. I'm having some dates for dessert. And it is currently, let's see, 6:29 p.m. So I try to have my last meal 3 hours before I wanna go to bed, anytime before 7 p.m. basically. And for me, sometimes at 6 or 7 p.m. Yeah, sometimes at 6 p.m., sometimes at 6:30, 6:45, just depends what's going on in terms of my work day with Katie, stuff like that. And trust me, occasionally I will have a later meal. If I'm going out to dinner with Katie, if I'm going out with friends and the only reservation we can get is 7:15. This isn't like a super hard rule. It's just when I can, I try to have my last meal a little bit earlier, but there are exceptions to every single rule, right? If Katie and I walk to get ice cream and it's 8:30 p.m., I'm not gonna say, nope, can't, it's past 7. Like, I'm gonna do those things. But the majority of the time, I try to have my final meal about 3 hours before I go to bed. So that is, I guess, step 1 of the nighttime fat loss routine. That's what I'm gonna do now. And then after we have this meal, we'll go for a post-meal digestion walk. And I'll show you guys that here in a second. And we just finished up our final, I guess, meal of the day. We had some of these organic pitted medjool dates, absolute candy. And trust me, I know it sounds weird, but these things, I mean, I could eat an entire pack. It takes me actually some decent willpower on this cut to not eat all this, because once again, we're trying to lose some fat. But it is now 6:45, so about 15 minutes to eat the pound of ground beef, avocado, dates, watch a little bit of YouTube, and now we're gonna go ahead on our post-meal digestion walk. I'm not even gonna do the dishes. I'm literally just gonna I'll do this when I come back. So we're gonna set that there. Pan's still cooling off, so we're just gonna go ahead, actually do need to take the recycling out, but we're gonna go on a quick little walk. I try to do this outside as well. Unfortunately, it did just rain, as you guys can see, some rain puddles and stuff like that. So it looks like people are walking. It looks like it's currently not raining, so we are still gonna go outside and get our steps in. Oops, spot focus, not mean to do that. So we are still gonna go outside. I'll take a couple clips on the walk, but just in case it does rain, I'm not gonna actually film or bring my big camera. I'm just gonna bring my iPhone. I'll film a couple clips of that. And it's not really great weather, right? It's very cloudy, overcast. So might not get the sunlight I'm looking for, like the evening sun, but that's okay. We're still getting our steps in. I try to do about 10 minutes after every meal, even if just simply plugging in my walking pad and walking at my desk. 10 minutes after every meal has helped with my digestion, minimizing any inflammation or bloating. And it's just what's gonna help with digestion, which is gonna help me get to bed earlier. And the last thing, I'll kind of mention, is I try to finish up drinking water as well by 8 p.m. So about 2 hours before I go to bed, because I don't wanna wake up in the middle of the night and have to go to the bathroom, because that's gonna interrupt my sleep. And that used to happen to me all the time on prep when I was chugging water in a deep calorie deficit. But now I realize, okay, hey, I'm still a fairly hydrated human being. I'm not gonna worry about being dehydrated, because I stay very hydrated all day, but I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my water bottle now. I'm at an hour, or give myself about an hour until 8 p.m. to finish my final water bottle, and 8 o'clock, I'll go ahead and cut off my water as well. Without further ado, let's get stepping. I need to take the recycling out. I need to fill up my water bottle, and then I'll film some clips of the walk on my iPhone. And of course, as soon as we get downstairs, we take out the recycling, it starts to rain. I'll throw up a quick little video. So walked pretty much right outside. Well, it's an elevator in that parking lot. And I was like, gosh, like it didn't look like it was raining from my apartment, and it started to sprinkle and rain a little bit. So unfortunately, we're not gonna be walking outside. So like, you know what? I don't wanna get rainy, even though I could have, and I had my headphones in my phone. And I was like, you know what? We have a walking pad upstairs. So I went ahead, lifted up the desk, plugged in the walking pad under there. We're just gonna walk for a little bit, maybe watch some YouTube or maybe respond to some comments from a past video. And then another thing, like it's also not sunny out. Like although I do have obviously this big window so I can get some natural sunlight, it's not super sunny. So it's not like I'm missing a bunch of like evening sun or anything like that. But we're gonna go ahead and knock out our 10 minutes on the walking pad. We're gonna do the dishes, make sure we have a clean kitchen for the morning, because the big thing too, I just try my best to never leave dishes overnight so I can wake up and have a clean kitchen to cook breakfast in. And then pretty much from there on out, it just really depends on the day itself. So some days it's really work heavy where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna eat and go for my walk and come back and just crank out more work. But tonight, I don't have a ton of like immediate tasks. So I think what I'm gonna do is probably work until like 8:30ish, go ahead, shower. By the time 9 o'clock rolls around, maybe watch a little bit of TV. I'm trying to think even like what I could watch, because I'm watching House of Dragons right now, which I actually just watched earlier today, finished up an episode. Because like honestly, an hour, I don't always have an hour to sit down and watch a whole episode or something. So I've actually taken 3 days and 20-minute bursts to finish the How to Train Your Dragon, House of Dragons episode for this week. And I don't know if I have any even anime to watch. So I might just end up watching some YouTube, playing around my phone for like 30 minutes because I haven't like just some way to kind of help me wind down a little bit. And I'll get in bed and screens will be off completely for at least a half hour, if not a full hour before I actually go to bed. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out my final little bit of steps, my 10 minutes on the walking pad, post-digestion walk. I'm gonna knock out the dishes. I also need to take the trash out. And then, yeah, basically we're gonna finish our water and at some point shower, and I'll show you guys anything else I do. Now our kitchen is clean, dishes on the drying rack, and it's time to shower. So we're done with everything for the day. I think my steps are, let me see what this has in terms of our steps. Yeah, so steps are at 19, hopefully you guys can see that. 19,834 steps. We got quite a bit of steps today. That walking pad over there in the corner is the single greatest thing for my fat loss and my steps. That in combination with the standing desk, I cannot recommend it enough. I think the entire combination was like, I think the walking pad was like 150 and the standing desk was maybe also 150. So 300 bucks. And I needed a desk anyways, so instead of buying like just like plain desk, I got a standing one, and that walking pad, it is a game changer. Even Katie uses it when she studies. So everyone's getting good use out of it. I highly, highly recommend. Real quick, I'm gonna turn the fan off, but we're gonna go ahead and shower. Obviously not gonna film it if you guys do care at all. I use a back scrubber, I use a body scrubber, I use shampoo, and I do my face wash in there at nighttime as well. So, and yeah, I have a body wash, the Dove Men's green one, refreshing, extra fresh. You guys can see what that is, because I'm sure I'm gonna get questions. I get the weirdest questions about some of this stuff. So I use that guy. Face wash is the CeraVe hydrating, and then yeah, that's the scrubber, back scrubber, body scrubber. And then pretty much, yeah, I'm gonna shower, and then after I get out of the shower, I brush my teeth, I floss, then brush my teeth, then mouthwash, then throw the retainer in because I'm done with food for the day. Also, a quick tip, if you struggle with nighttime snacking, do yourself a huge favor, and as soon as you're done with your calories for the day, your macros are hit, everything like that, you're done with food, go ahead, floss your teeth, brush your teeth, put in your retainer, and do some, floss, brush, mouthwash, then retainer, put that in. So you're gonna kind of have a freshy mint breath. Hopefully that will prevent you from eating more food. And also the fact that you've already flushed your teeth, or flossed your teeth, brushed your teeth, and used mouthwash will kind of add a little barrier to entry from re-consuming more calories or eating more. So without further ado, I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna floss, brush my teeth, use my mouthwash, and then put my retainer, and I'll see you guys after. We're all showered, cleaned up. Also, I'd use a nighttime face cream as well. So this is the CeraVe Night Cream Skin Renewing Cream thingy. Once again, Katie recommended that to me. So we got that. And then the mouthwash we use, I do have my retainer in, so it might sound a little bit weird, is this TheraBreath Fresh Breath. And it is the invigorating icy mint flavor. So that is pretty much what I do as far as the face stuff. As mentioned, just nighttime cream, and then that is pretty much the bathroom done. Also, it is now 8:20, so my water is cut off, but I do fill this up. So this is now filled up. I leave this right here because I will take my nighttime sleeping, not pills, but like nighttime sleep supplement. So I will have one more sip of water when I actually take that supplement, and also have it for first thing in the morning tomorrow to stay hydrated or rehydrate. As far as the kitchen goes, also, as far as a general tip too, if you notice yourself like snacking, just stay out of the kitchen. It's hard for me because I'm in an apartment. Obviously the kitchen is right here, but I do have a pretty good, just bare bones, don't really have any snacks here to like just snack on. Katie and I aren't big snackers. We're big just like meal makers. So we don't really have anything tempting, but if you do, if you have kids, if you're a dad, whatever it is, add little Post-it notes. Like, I know this might sound crazy, but I swear it works. It works for everything, right? A reminder to text someone happy birthday. A reminder to floss your teeth, whatever it is. And throw some Post-it notes up. Even if it's just like a simple like, hey, nope, we're not eating after dinner. Or do you really want to eat that? Or even like, don't eat that, you like fat F word, something like that. I mean, you can be as aggressive as you want with yourself. Obviously don't do that to someone else. But if you want to like, I've actually wrote that during prep. I like wrote a little post and I was like, are you actually hungry or do you want to win your competition? Like that kind of stuff. I don't know, little dumb little things. But also I think it's a good way to have just a quick little reminder to take a second, pause, read something, think about like, oh, you're actually not hungry. You do want to lose body fat. You do want to get in better shape, things like that. But as I mentioned, it is 8:20. So I'm gonna give myself till 9 o'clock to look at screens, and at 9 o'clock we'll go ahead and cut all screens out. I am currently working on upgrading some systems for my coaching. So pretty much there's always something to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down for another, hopefully about 30 minutes and just work on building out some more systems for my coaching. If you guys do or are interested in coaching at all, let me know. I have a link down below in my description to apply for coaching, fat loss, muscle building, all of it. I've done it all with clients and I've had great success. So I wanna help you on your journey, or just watch the free content and hopefully get some great ideas or tips and tricks, things like that. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down my computer, and then we do have a couple things left to do at around 9 o'clock before we get into bed and read our book, and I'll show you guys what those are. I broke my rule a little bit. It is now 9:07, but now we're gonna go ahead and go to bed. Pretty cool little sunset. That's the crazy part. The fact that it is still this bright out this late. Like, I honestly was at my computer. I was just working. I was like, I looked at my clock. I was like, it's 9:05. What the heck? Where did the time go? It shouldn't even be bedtime yet. It's still bright out. But it's not bedtime yet, just time to get in bed. So the last couple of things we need to do are go ahead. I'm actually gonna turn this light on just so you guys can see. But normally I just turn on the actual lamp. I don't turn on the overhead light at night. Just try to minimize any sort of like excess light. So we got our lamp. We got my little desk nightstand as well. We're currently working through Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. That's my book I'm gonna read tonight. And then also one big thing that's new on the nighttime routine is this guy right here. And a full video will be coming soon about this guy, but this is the 8 Sleep Pod. So you can see there's like cords that run under, and basically there's a mattress pad under here that heats and cools the bed. So that's the 8 Sleep. As I mentioned, a full review on that, as well as like a setup video. Oops, that way, yep. Will be coming on that, but that is part of my nighttime routine. So it starts cooling the bed off at 9 p.m. for a bedtime of 10 p.m. So there's about an hour. It doesn't take an hour to cool down, but it starts to cool down an hour before your bedtime. So you can get in, be in bed, and then have it nice and cool. And you can go to sleep and actually can wake you up with some heat as well. It is a godsend so far. I've only had it for about a week. It is my new favorite thing of all time. Like literally, the things I will have at my home eventually: a cold plunge, a sauna, now an 8 Sleep on my bed. As far as like just feeling low-key superhuman, those are the 3 things I will have at my house someday, no matter what, and also hopefully a home gym. But those big 3: cold plunge for morning coolness, or morning like cold and just like overall like reset your system and like not more so shock your system. A sauna at night, a hot shower is great too, but I think a sauna is definitely something I want. And then the 8 Sleep. Luckily now I'll have that on my bed forever, which I'm so stoked about. Okay, last thing on the nightstand. So we got a lot going on right before I go to bed. So 2 other things I need to do. Go ahead and bring this out here, just so I can, let's see. We're gonna set you guys down. Yeah, sure, we'll rock with this. I don't have my tripod out right now. So next thing we need to do is take our sleep and recovery. Hope you guys, oops, is that right? Can you just see that? I think. Yeah, so sleep and recovery from Transparent Labs. This is pretty much the biggest thing is magnesium. I want to have magnesium before I go to bed. It's also got some zinc, some vitamin B, some L-theanine, some other things, but the biggest thing for me is magnesium and a little bit of sleep supplement support, just so I can get a good night's sleep, since sleep is of the utmost importance for me right now. So we're gonna have a little bit of water. 4 pills, because that's 1 serving size, and that is our supplements. So we'll go ahead and leave our water bottle now out here, because that is for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is Thursday morning, which means it's a run in the morning. So we're gonna have our bananas and water and then go for our run. So we have that down. And now that I no longer put anything in my system, we have our mouth tape right here. So what we'll be using is this hostage tape. Once again, this is not a sponsor. I'm sponsored by Transparent Labs, and I will say the 8 Sleep was free, but I'm not technically being paid to talk about it. I get paid as like an affiliate, so that's one other thing. But once again, full review on that to come. But I'm not sponsored by these. I just love these. These are the hostage tape. These are what I put on my mouth. So let's see if I can actually do it here. Oh, but if I do it, then I won't be able to talk anymore. Okay, so this will be the last thing we do, because all I have to do is take my contacts out and we're gonna get in bed and read. So this will be the end of the video. But before I go ahead and put this on so I can't talk anymore, just go ahead and let me know if you guys have any questions about my nighttime routine, if I'm missing anything. But yeah, hostage tape, once again, it's fantastic. These little tape things, because I do sometimes mouth breathe and do a little bit of snoring. And ever since I started wearing these, I've been wearing these, no joke, for probably almost 2 years now, because I think I bought a year supply, and at the end of my year supply, I bought a 2-year supply. So I plan to wear these pretty much forever, indefinitely. These are a huge help. But yeah, without further ado, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.